Hey Cap, you got this in the mail.
Oh, let's see what we got here. It's from my twin brother.
Twin brother? Thought he was dead.
Yeah. So did I. Welcome to Between the Frames. It's been quite a while since we've seen each other, hasn't it? The last time I posted something on YouTube, let me see, was January 11th, 2022. And yeah, as I record this, it's the beginning of March, so it's been a couple minutes. The YouTube algorithm is a little weird. You got to kind of stay on top of it if you want to stay relevant on YouTube, and I'm not going to say I'm relevant on YouTube. I mean, I have a good audience that checks in and watches my stuff, and I'm grateful for that, but I'm not exactly pulling big major numbers here. I've been, what, 10, 12 years, and I got a decent amount of subscribers, which I'm happy for, but I can tell you they're not all watching my videos. Some of them are probably dead accounts, honestly. That's not to take anything away from anybody who's ever watched anything of mine and left a comment or shared or whatever, so for that, if you're one of those people who's done that, thank you very much, especially if you're watching this, because, like I said, Between the Frames, not exactly setting the ratings on fire. But I got thinking, you know, you see some of these channels, they show up and all of a sudden they got like 100,000 subscribers, YouTube's sending them like plaques and stuff. I've been here so long, I don't have a plaque. I'm just kind of doing my own thing, and if people like it, they like it. But, you know, I'm not touching 100,000 subscribers anytime soon, so they're not sending me a plaque. So I took care of it myself. This is presented to / from Captain McKay Random for the milestone of 25,933 subscribers, which is very nice. I certainly accept this reward with grace and dignity. I noticed they didn't paint the back of it. Maybe for the 26,933 subscribers, I'll get one that's got the back painted. You know, the ones I've seen people have are all silver and gold or platinum or whatever, and you know, I might be the first guy with a red one. You know, custom, that's how we do things here. So since we're celebrating YouTube and all the people on YouTube who watch my stuff, what is it that you want to see? I mean, you know, I do Between the Frames kind of the way that I do it, but you know, like I said, not everybody's watching it. So if there is something that you want to see, by all means, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to accommodate. Right now, I just kind of show like behind the scenes of some of the animation I'm doing or some new figures I've got. If you want to see, you know, anything different, let me know. I'm going to try a few different things in this episode, as you may have already seen already. I start comparing myself to like what other people are doing, and I see like some of these guys, you know, they got lots of figures set up behind them constantly. I just can't fit another shelf over there because then the door won't open, and come on. I mean, I got a shelf over there, I sit in front of that sometimes. I'm a little jealous that like some of these guys got like awesome like light displays and stuff going on. Boom, now I'm a real YouTube action figure boy. Just look at that. I can make them strobe, I can do whatever I want. That's right, lighting on point. Now, I don't know if this is gonna bump the ratings any, but I mean, kinda looks cool, I guess. The point I'm making is this. All this stuff aside, I'm genuinely curious. If you're watching Between the Frames, what is it you want to see? So leave a comment, let me know, and while you're down there typing, hit like, it helps me. I think it helps me. I don't know what hitting any of those buttons really do, honestly. But I hear people say it's a good thing, so if you don't mind. So anyway, I got some stuff that I want to get into as far as, you know, the content of this video, like the reason why anybody clicked it in the first place. They're not doing it for the plaque, I can tell you. So let's dive in. So the reason I bring you in here is this. For the past 8 or 9 months, something like that, DGDX has been doing animated toy ads, like stop motion style for, you know, Hasbro and NECA and like a few other ones. Anyway, NECA hired him at the beginning of the year, and I've been doing music for a lot of the stuff that's been happening ever since, and there's a lot of stuff that hasn't come out yet, so that'll be cool to see when it all comes together. So that's maybe part of the reason why you haven't seen as much of me on YouTube, is because I've been basically being a master composer, maestro for toy commercials. Yeah, not bad, huh? Here's the keyboard I use. It's not like a high-end keyboard or anything. It's a little Yamaha. But when you run it through something like this and, you know, affect it on the computer, which I usually stick up there, where right now I got a bunch of wrestling toys that Burnout Inc. sent me a while ago. But yeah, basically you can do a lot with very little Got the guitar over there too, which I can run through the Scarlet and just, you know, make magic that you've heard in the NECA ads. Speaking of NECA, obviously I got a couple of their Kong figures right here. That's just the box for this one that I used in my stop motion I made a while ago with the custom head, you may remember, with the closed mouth. Then I got the colored, poster color version, whatever it is, that I haven't opened yet. Got a few different things here. That's a Bandai, what is it, Movie Master one? Yeah, Bandai Movie Monster series. I got this from Ultrazilla. I guess he was doing a subscriber giveaway, and the guy who won never claimed his prize, and he was like, I know a King Kong fan, so I'll send it over to the captain. So big shout out to Ultrazilla for that one. Here's the Mezco 7-inch. Love that figure. Got a little Funko Pop. This is from Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't really do the Funko Pop thing too much, but I couldn't resist this one. This is some giant stuffed Kong from like 1991 or 2 that I have no idea why it exists. I've talked about this on my channel before, I think. Anybody who knows what that is or why it exists, let me know. Got the 70s Kong board game. I don't think it's complete. It's just a showpiece, basically. Got some stuffed animal, ceramic mug. I got a Playmates Kong, which somehow manages to look more like the movie Kong than any of the SH Monster Arts or Bandai stuff I've seen, so good on you, Playmates. Nice work. That's the McFarlane Kong in the background. Hard to believe that thing cost $16.99 when it came out. I used to have one, and I don't know whatever happened to it, but I found this one on eBay, completely brand new, in box, sealed for, it was like 40 bucks. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Now I have opened this and set it up, and I was like, oh, you know what, it looks cool in the box, so I did put it back in there, and just as a display piece, it's nice. So yeah, got my little Kong shrine, because all things I do for Kong. As for the music, basically DGDX lets me know, hey, here's some stuff we got coming up. And I listen to like a lot of the music from those properties and just try and come up with something similar without basically copying it. You know, I don't want to run into any copyright issues or anything like that. So what I'm doing is legally distinct. That's, I think, the terminology. Jimmy Hart would be proud. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. If you've seen any of his NECA stop motion ads, chances are you've heard some of my tunes. So yeah. I got like scotch down there too that I completely forgot that I bought. So yeah, that's good. So this is the mess we're dealing with on the floor. Lots of Street Fighter boxes. Because I'm doing some of those little clips. I think I mentioned them on my Instagram once or twice. Sagat seems pretty happy about it. So something that I occasionally get asked is, how do I achieve certain poses in my stop motion? Am I using strings to support the figures, or stands, or whatever it is? And a lot of times it really depends. So this Storm Collectible Sagat, he's a massive figure. So like holding him up in the air with strings would be basically impossible. So for him, what I would typically do is use something like this. Now this is a soldering tool called a helping hand. I've seen people use this previously. It's a good thing to get if you can't afford like an actual stop motion rig, or if you're cheap like me and you just don't feel like buying one. This thing's great to have. You can see that I have to weigh it down with something heavy, so an old camera, just to be able to support, because like I said, to counterbalance the weight of a figure that size, you're gonna need something quite large and quite heavy. Now this thing has some rubber grips on it, which is nice. So if you do grip this onto a part of your figure, it won't damage the figure. At least it hasn't for me. So when you look at Ryu here, he's got a lot of loose clothing. So like you can grip like the bottom of his gi, or like his torn shoulder part of his gi, or you know, whatever. And you can use that to kind of support the figure. For somebody like Sagat, who doesn't have really much to grab onto, that's where I typically use something like a twist tie. Like I'll wrap it around his waist or his shoulder or something, and try and hide it in the articulation. So you can see what I mean here. Now this isn't very well hidden at all. So if I was actually animating with it, I would try and like get this down around at least a little bit underneath his waistband or something, just so you didn't see it. But basically you're gonna be left with a lot of it hanging off the back. So you can like, you know, roll that up into a ball, and then you can put the ball inside the little grippies there. So there you go, you can kind of see what I did there. And now, obviously, Sagat balanced up on one leg. If you do your filming from over here, or whatever the case, you won't probably see too much of the twist tie, and obviously the stand is going to be something you're going to have to worry about in editing. But yeah, as you can see, you can pretty much manipulate the figure. He'll balance. If you have something to support him underneath, you can actually have him like in the air doing all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's one of many ways that I achieve like weird positions or like martial arts poses or really anything. How do you edit it, I hear you ask? Well, let's find out. So here we have Premiere loaded up, and this is some footage I shot a little while back, and it's never been seen before yet, so you're getting kind of a sneak preview here. And as you can see, I've got the stand on Akuma. It's actually gripping like the back of his gi there on his shoulder, and every frame obviously is still in there until it doesn't need to be anymore because the figure can balance in certain poses. So you got that going on. Now, how do you edit it? Well, here's what I like to do. You can see here, he's got one foot in the air, the stand has been removed. Basically, what I've done is I've taken a picture after I was done with the animating of just the blank background, nothing on it, no figures, no stands, no nothing. Then I cut out the stand from the original picture, meaning this whole section here would have been just completely removed from the frame. So basically when you remove the stand, you're pretty much cutting out a piece of your frame, and underneath it will just be the blank background as it appears here anyway. So effectively you're masking it. It's kind of like a reverse mask. It would be the same concept as you just taking this, cutting a piece and putting it over this, but instead of adding, you're removing. There's no right way to do it or wrong way to do it. Either thing is going to get you the same result, I think. So now what you've seen is I've done that, as well as I've also, you can see this pillar here. I basically just took a picture of the pillar against the background and did it over like it was a mask. That way it's, I don't know, it's just not quite as empty on that side. And what you're left with is a nice looking sequence, I think. Yeah, that's right. You just got a sneak preview of something that's not even out yet. So that's what you get for watching between the frames. But that's just one technique I use. So hopefully this is something that's helped you out and you can use it in your own stop motion, or if you're just kind of curious about how certain things in stop motion happen, this is one way. This is the way that I've done it with this exchange and many others. So hopefully it helps. And here's Marvelous Matt Nix. He approves. FreelanceWrestling.com.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, this course is pretty treacherous whenever you start your circuit. You think you might have heard about King Kong and maybe Godzilla. There's a lot.
I don't know about.
A lot of danger here. I wouldn't say a lot you don't know about, but definitely a lot happening.
See what happens.
Looks like King Kong about to break free. Oh, shit. Oh, it's Godzilla, too? Oh, what in the world? Oh no, he's gonna get you! Godzilla! Yeah.
Not to mention all the kaiju.
Lots of kaiju everywhere. Just Kong around the corner. Oh no!
What I hit?
Table leg, I think.
Shit! Oh! It's out of control!
So much! They're unstoppable! Oh, now you're like stuck right. There you go. Kong just raging. I like Godzilla under the table too. Just, yeah, he's gonna get you.
What a battle!
You won it though. Hey, he crashed into Kong's little thing.
Did I?
I think his little, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, look at him.
All right. And here we got Mythic Legions, which is a line that I've always admired from afar, until one day Madman was like, hey, what do you know about these Mythic Legions figures? I'm kind of thinking about getting into them. And I was like, well, I know what they are, and that's about as far as I go with them. Well, it turns out they were having like this big army builder sale as I recorded this about a month ago, a little more. And, well, he went in hard, like that whole box full of them. And he got me in kind of hard too. So 250 bucks later, here's a bunch of stuff. Got some knights. Got some goblins in there, orcs. Got these barbarians in here too, and built up a couple of cool looking dioramas, I will say, just because I was like, well, these guys are gonna need a place to hang out if I'm spending this much money on them. But yeah, for a line that I've admired from afar for a long time, I really do like them. I mean, the detail you get on them is great. The articulation is like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's not like Marvel Legends or anything, but it's definitely passable, and these are 6-inch figures, so you can use them with Marvel Legends or something in similar scale.
they do have a lot of like interchangeable parts too. So like armor pieces and different things come off, and you can kind of swap. Like obviously different heads as well. So you got these goblins here. Some have the helmets on, others don't. These like horns and stuff on these guys' helmets are all interchangeable. 2 different heads, and you know, here I'm going to show you right here. There's a lot going on with these things. You do have a lot to show for the amount of money you spend, and honestly, they're not like badly priced figures. They're average price if you get them directly from the Four Horsemen store. Problem is, aftermarket is where it gets expensive. So a lot of these figures were really expensive until they got re-released, like I said, a month or 2 ago. So I jumped in, spent too much money, and now I kind of really like them. So this is going to be, it's going to be a terrible decision long term. But as long as I keep making little dioramas and stuff for them, I ain't mad at it. So I got myself a nice little depression pile building up here. Copyright Toy Migos. They're not dolls. Let's see. This is actually from a Toy Migos giveaway. It was when they had Santa as a guest on their podcast. And I got a question right. So I got this Webman. I haven't opened him up yet, but I like the Spider-Man figure that's this same mold. So I know Webman's going to be good. We got the DC Multiverse Dark Knight's Metal Bat Cycle. I paid, what, $7.49 for this. So yeah, for that price, this thing's awesome. Like, I don't know if I have a Batman that would look like correct on this thing. But who says I need to even put Batman on it? I don't know. Either way, thing's awesome looking. Same thing we got going on here. This Battle Cat from Masters of the Universe, The Revelation, that Netflix show that people didn't like because people don't like when things are different. Here's, what was it, 12 bucks? Yeah, $11.99. Yeah, awesome. I basically got this not because I'm gonna start collecting He-Man stuff, but just basically because I think this would look cool with the Mythic Legions stuff that I just showed. So who knows? Might repaint it, might end up doing something with it, like weathering the saddle or the armor thing on the head. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Got some turtles. This is movie April O'Neil. Got this from the NECA pre-orders a while back. You'll notice that the lenticular thing on mine was glued on backwards. Luckily, I'm going to open it. Otherwise, I'd be like, come on, what the hell? But yeah, movie April O'Neil. Looks pretty good, I definitely think. And lastly, we got the cartoon Anthrax and Scumbug 2-pack. Once again, have not opened these yet. I just need a place to put them before I really figure out what I want to do with them. But I do like the looks of them. Turtle stuff has basically just invaded my entire area here, so who knows. Still got all these guys down here that I don't really have a proper place for yet. I mean, there's some dioramas and stuff set up on this shelf that, you know, they're pretty good for what they are, but, you know, what am I going to do with these? For that matter, those. Also got the Super 7 major podcast figures, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. Of the two of them, I think Cardona is the much better figure overall. I might just be biased though because I have like some QC issues with my Brian Myers. Like the torso, I have like a little split over here, like they didn't finish gluing it or something. I'm not 100% sure. And I think it's the plastic they used maybe, but like I had a really hard time moving the legs on mine. I had to go in there with the shock oil and make it a little bit more movable. Cardona though I had no problems with. And I think overall, he's like a more detailed, more accurate figure. That could just be down to the fact that Matt Cardona, the human being, is insane and has gone on record saying that he's been back and forth with Super 7, like going over every fine detail about his figure, whereas Brian Myers probably did not do that. Bare minimum Brian, as they call him. So he's probably just like, yeah, fine, looks good, whatever. And Cardona's like, yeah, can we get the zipper painted a certain color? And you know what? As insane as that is, the figure does look better for it, so I can appreciate that. I don't think these are bad, I just wish that my Brian Myers didn't have those issues. But overall, you know, if you don't mind paying the little more premium price, I think these are good. Maybe I'll animate them in Super Tiger, who knows, we'll see. So here we are back in front of my nice new lights. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, please, by all means, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. If you were into this, if you hated it, like I'm surprised if you made it this far if you hated it, but thanks anyway for watching, I guess. Hopefully you found some enjoyment in this video, but like I said, let me know what you want to see out of Between the Frames, and I'll do my best to accommodate. After all,
Between the Frames, like I said, is kind of a more specialty video for my channel. It's not like a big stop motion that's going to appeal to more of an audience. So, you know, if you're a regular viewer here, I want to keep you as a regular viewer. Let me know. Tell me what you need. Who loves you? My name is Captain McKay. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll check me out on Instagram where you can find some stop motion clips, probably before they hit YouTube. Maybe that's why the YouTube numbers haven't really grown, because I'm posting things everywhere else except YouTube. Huh. Food for thought. Hit like, hit subscribe. There's a bell from what I'm told. That's probably good. Until the next one, I've been Captain McKay. Later on.
That's crispy.